Pre-COVID, we were able to talk to everybody wherever we wanted.
This is not mine, Andy Warhol.
Hi, good morning and welcome everyone to our Atos Central Europe Breakfast TV. Today we are focusing on the art of digital manufacturing and we will answer the question what the connection between digital transformation in the manufacturing industry and art is. But before we go into this, we have an absolute honor, another premiere today. So I'm very happy that we can welcome Clay van Doorn, the CEO of Atos for Central Europe. And Clay, welcome. It's so great to have you here. What can you tell me about that combination? And Martina, I'll come to you in a second. And we're already seeing that art. Hi, good morning, Clay.
Hi there. Hi, good morning, Frizo. How are you?
I'm absolutely fine. It's just like amazing to see art, manufacturing, industry, digital premieres as we going live for the first time right now, also today on LinkedIn. And we have you for the very first time in our show today. And I think that's quite great.
Yeah, no, I'm pleased to be here. And I must admit, I really enjoyed the Art of Manufacturing exhibit. And it really drove home some thoughts about the connection between art, manufacturing, and some of the successes and efficiencies and creativities that come out of it.
That's amazing. And Clay, you can already see it in the background. Not to forget Martina, my co-host of this show. Martina, a short hello also from your side. And I already can see the art and it's looking amazing there.
Yes, hello, Frizo, hello, Clay, and of course, hello to everyone who is watching. Good morning, everybody. This is, by the way, one of my favorite pieces here at the Art Exhibition. So this is a piece from Jasmine Parasito, and it's about decarbonization. And I think this is something very special and also important in our area.
Wow, that's really amazing. Talking about art and decarbonization, also about manufacturing. And now coming back to you, Clay, could you give us a short overview about like how important manufacturing business is for Atos in Central Europe and where we're going to in the future?
Yes, no, thank you, Frizo. Manufacturing is absolutely at the core of Atos. So it represents about 18% of our business globally, and we have more than 700 clients in 5 continents. It's even more important in Central Europe, where it represents about 40% of our business. And we have really prominent customers such as Mitsubishi Electric and Continental, and really excited about where we're going. At a personal level, manufacturing is very important to me, in part because I think it really makes and leverages the best of Atos. So today, manufacturing is all about leveraging data. And with things like supercomputers and security and IoT, those are really the pivot points. And if you look at what we've done, for instance, with a recent manufacturer where our high-performance computing platform is underpinning their digital twinning transformation so they can be more efficient in the manufacturing of engines. Just a bit beyond that, I think many people will know we have a special relationship with Siemens, our biggest client globally, a 10-year special partnership. We co-create together as well as, work to support the Siemens customers. And then at Coca-Cola, we've got something called Connected Cooler, which is really about using data at the edge. So it's Internet of Things to be able to provide more efficient information to all parties about what's being of course, one of the latest things there is making sure that we do that all securely, right? So providing edge security in that domain. Finally, I think just a couple other things. We talked about cyber, but the decarbonization element is really important in manufacturing and really important to Atos. And actually, the Art of Manufacturing exhibit really highlights a lot of that importance. The thing I think we share between Atos and manufacturing is a real importance on the how, right? So it isn't just about what we do and being the most efficient and the most productive for our customers and our customers' customers, but it's how we do it to make sure that we're driving sustainability for all parts of the value chain up through manufacturing and into their customers.
Wow, that's really amazing. And looking at that sustainability and decarbonization, how does that comes together? That's a very interesting point. But that's also what we see and what we do on a daily basis, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, that's absolutely great. Talking about digital transformation, from your point of view, Clay, what are the biggest challenges right now? Typical manufacturer has in Central Europe. What are they facing right now?
Well, it's a multi-speed activity, I think, is the challenge, right? So they have to deliver productivity now, while moving towards, an end game, right? And the end game is pretty clear, right? If you think about the factory of the future, it'll be, fully decarbonized, it'll be data driven, flexible and resilient, so you can improve cycle time and adjust to the demand of the customers while improving quality sufficiently. So in this smart world in manufacturing, right, there's going to be a service-centric approach. It's not going to be product-centric, to be more customized for their customers. And you have to do in the back of IoT, right? So leveraging the intelligence that's going to be all along the manufacturing line, all along their supply chain, all the way up. And let's not forget to the customer's door, right? Wherever that customer is. So that sounds easy, but bringing together all those things at once while delivering on the current commitments and current promises, right, is without a doubt a big challenge. But we are seeing people make real headway, and we're really proud of our ability to be part of those challenges in delivering for our manufacturing customers.
Yeah, right, I get it. And it's really, I think especially some of the projects also you mentioned, that's really something you can be proud of. It's like you were talking about Coca-Cola connected coolers. I mean, we connected about 500,000 of them worldwide, and just like in 28 countries. That's an amazing project to go for, and digitalization and transformation is going on that. And there's so many others. But yeah, we were also talking about art and the connection to manufacturing. And you also said like how we are delivering things. And I think the Atos Art Exhibition is also something very special on that. But coming back to the connection points, connecting the dots, connecting art, manufacturing, digital transformation, I could think of nobody better than having Jordan Janetsko, CTO, Global Client Innovation of Atos here. I would say, Jordan, you are the mastermind of connecting artwork to different industries. And you also said like every innovation sparks with an idea, and that's pretty much the same with art, with manufacturing, but also with other projects going on. Good morning, Jordan.
Yeah, good morning, Friso. Thanks for the introduction. Thanks to Clay for the participation at the event. We had a great opening event of this art exhibit in Munich, and Clay was just talking about a lot of the challenges and a lot of the things going on with digital transformation right now, especially for the manufacturing industry. It doesn't matter if it's how to deal with digital twins or connecting shop floor devices. We've got some interesting things to talk about there at a how level, at that technology level. But it doesn't matter if you're dealing with whatever continuous deployment in a Kubernetes system or setting up a cybersecurity approach at a corporate level. Digital transformation needs creativity. There needs to be a lot of creativity. And if you're at the delivery side, you can usually tell if something's an elegant solution, an elegant architecture, because you've been able to sort of make a vision about that creativity. And that's actually the connection that we've done for each of the pieces of the artwork that we've got. Again, all of these artists, just like digital transformation needs creativity, the artists need creativity too. That's what makes them successful. And I think that's the nice thing about the event, this art exhibit, that the customers who've come in have been having a great time. I'm the single point of contact in the scientific community for the manufacturing industry, and so I've been at hundreds of these customer innovation workshops and dozens of multi-client events and all the great stuff that's set up. But this is the one where they've laughed the most. This is the one where you could really tell everybody was just having a great time because they were seeing the same sorts of things they talk about with digital transformation and manufacturing, but from a completely different starting point. We started talking about the art. We've got, in fact, Martine is going to show a little bit right now. We've got some Andy Warhol. We've got some interesting things in the area of virtual reality. We've also got some interesting things from Sid Mead, who did some of the work for movies like Tron and Blade Runner. We've got Chris Foss, who did some other movies. So it's really approachable, and it's something that makes it an interesting interesting discussion to have. And in fact, before we switch over to Martina to talk a little bit and to show more of the artwork, and also Justus to talk about what we're doing and integrating this in the Hannover Fair, it's worth mentioning we've got a digital version of this artwork. So if you can get with your customer to Munich for the next couple of days to see the artwork, that'd be great. If not, contact us, contact Markus Mühling, contact me, contact Thilo Stieber's team, and we can support in having that creative dialogue about integrating what are the specific things you'd like to talk about digital transformation and how you can connect that up with the artwork.
Right. That's awesome. What you said that I just brought it up, so I'm walking now to the virtual gallery at once, but I don't want to spoil that much because you said we're going to see some of the artwork right now presented by Martina. And I think now, Jordan, is it now a perfect point to go into the real exhibition? And don't spoil too much because we want customers to be there, right?
Exactly. And maybe one thing worth mentioning, because obviously today we're focusing a lot on manufacturing, but the team is also sort of doing a pivot right now and making sure that we've got the same sorts of dialogues that we can have with other sorts of industries. So we're improving the way that we can approach financial services, telco and media. We're going broader, and we're also making sure that we cover the different business lines. So there's, even if you're not in manufacturing, but you say, hey, this is great, is there something for me? Yes, there is. And you'll see some of that right now with Martina. So let's switch to Martina and she can show you some of the great stuff.
Perfect. Martina,
thank you, Friso, and thank you, Jordan. Yes, as I already mentioned, so this is a piece about decarbonization, and the product Jasmine used is called NoxTech, and yeah, the cool thing about this is that it takes out the NO from the outside and cleans up the place where I am. So this is really not only art, this is yeah, science. And now I will move to another art, and this is about augmented reality. And Clay and Jordan already mentioned it, so we move now here to this place. And as you can see here, these are very nice pictures. You can look at them as they are, but you can also use an app. And I installed the app, the Zen app. You can, of course, then go to a sensor via near-field communication, then start the authentication. And when I now go back to the tiger and start the show, you will see on your monitor, what I see on my mobile device. So I hope this works. So you see now my smartphone, and you can see the tiger. So this tiger wasn't in the real environment. This is really the augmented tiger, as I call him.
Wow! So that makes really art come to life right at this venue, the Atos Art Exhibition. It's amazing how that digital and real artwork is combined together, Martina. Wow, really amazing. Yeah. I would love to have. And I
even have something better. Well, I like it more. These are the horses. Maybe I show you the horses because this is really cool. So I authenticate again.
Right.
And then I go back with my mobile device, and now you will see the screen with the horses.
Oh, yes.
And as you can see, I have to keep it still, my mobile, otherwise it's moving. But I do my best. And even if I move, the picture will still be there, and you can see the horses moving on my device.
Well, that's great. Augmented reality at its best, like we have with some of our customers, but also a piece of art coming to life once again here where you are standing right now. Amazing. Martina, what's next? What is it? What do you still have in your pockets?
I have a guest waiting around the corner, so I have to move again. And I will introduce Justus to you. So there's Justus. Hello, Justus.
Hi, Martina.
Justus Schäfer. You are the first time here on Breakfast Television, and it's the first time that you are, the project manager of a trade show of the Hannover Fair. So how is it? Is it exciting?
Thanks for inviting me today to the Breakfast TV. I'm happy to announce that we are on the Hannover Fair after 2 years of absence. Again, it's the first time since 2 years that the Hannover Fair is in Hannover in presence, and we are able to join with a small booth, but for example, 2 years ago, we had the double amount of space. Now we are a bit limited, but I think we have some amazing demos to show, 5 in total, and great support from the practices and our marketing team. And we're happy to be there again.
And well, it's very important for our audience. Where is it and when will it start?
Exactly, good question. So it's in Hannover, in Hannover at the fairground as usual, and we are present in Hall 5, C48. That's the location of our booth. But we also have a partner demo at our Nokia partner booth. It's 1 row below us. It's C58, and we are showing 5G and computer vision there. Great partner demo.
And you mentioned already our booth. So what are the topics this year? So what are, let's say, the highlights?
Yes, we have a high variety of topics, starting with additive manufacturing. We are presenting our additive manufacturing platform there, as well as 3D printing and augmented reality. So we have a direct link to our artwork you just presented. Going over to industrial data, it's a really interesting data analytic demo presented by Renault. We have colleagues from Renault there presenting live data from their system.
So a real customer, with real data, and so this is really exciting, and I think very interesting for lots of other customers. So whoever visits our booth should really get a great experience from a reference customer.
And from a real project as well. Going over to automated quality inspection, scanning steel parts to detect anomalies in the production. It's a product that can be used in every different kind of company in the industry. So great demo as well. And as of course, security, one of our biggest topics.
A very important
topic as well.
By the way, also with art, when we talk about NFT art,
Exactly. So we have a highly important OT security topic on the shop floor in the industry, as well as monitoring of the factory. It's indoor and outdoor monitoring, a small demo, and of course smart maintenance on a welding gun, which is a very interesting demo that we can show.
A huge one.
Yes.
Heavy and huge.
Definitely.
Welding guns are heavy and huge. Friso, are there already any questions?
No, I'm just looking, and I was just asking people to put in their question either on the Hannover Fair, on the Atos Art Exhibition, also like where it will move, because we need to say it's like moving around through the different countries, because we want to make it accessible, not just virtual, but also in reality. So please, all the participants viewing right now, and we can see there are quite a lot of them right in our live, place a question and feel free to post them in the chats here. They will show up. Maybe in the meantime, also, Justus, you were talking about quality inspection, about metal. Well, there's a piece of metal right at your back. What do you think of the anomalies? Anyone right there in that little piece of art?
So in this piece of art, we don't have any rivets, so we can scan for defects here. But this piece of art is what's told me it's a part of a 3D printer that can be constructed together, and we probably have a 3D printer at our fair as well. So there's the direct link as well, not to quality inspection, but to additive manufacturing.
And this is of course perfect, Friso. So there is no quality inspection necessary.
I can see it. I'm looking at this, and it's perfect. And I heard it's a selfie, and I was looking at that and I said, like, how could that be a selfie? Because thinking of a selfie, it's normally having my mobile phone anyhow, and I don't know right now. And as we are live, sometimes you cannot plan for the unexpected. And looking at the time ahead right now, we would have time for a Q&A, but there are no current questions. I don't know, Jordan. Could you tell us a little bit more about that artwork we see right now?
Yeah, of course. So that's actually from an artist by the name of Nicola Ellis.
Right.
That got a lot of attention, by the way, from some of the colleagues from the automotive industry. Catena X visited us on the day of the event. People from Bosch and Siemens in the supervisory board. They absolutely loved that piece. And what it actually is it's I think it's from Trumpf. It's actually a metal. It's a machine that cuts out, obviously, pieces out of metal, and they took some of the designs of the piece of equipment itself and fed it into its own machine so that it could cut out the pieces of its machine. And that's that sort of selfie idea, the
Right.
fact that it's cutting out pieces of its own making. And then they obviously made it look a little bit more spectacular with the blue and the shiny and obviously the size. I can't remember how heavy those are, but that's one of the things that was much more difficult to hang. But again, for people that are, back to this idea of the connecting up the stories with what resonates with the people who show up into the room, that was one of the nice things. Everybody that was there in the evening had something to pick out where they said, oh, this is interesting, this is creative, this helps me think a little bit differently about the other stuff that we've been talking about. And I think that's what was really enjoyable, especially coming out of almost 2 years of lockdown. This idea of creativity, open discussions, having an approach that's different than, let me show you 10 PowerPoint slides in a demo.
Exactly,
Yeah, so
and start from another angle, from another view, and maybe also from views of other people who are not in our business, who are not in IT, but have quite good ideas for us.
Well, that's amazing. What you're just talking about, Martina's also like, and Jordan, about a different way of starting a communication off. And I think, Martina, you could tell stories about the art exhibition opening in Munich, but I know also, Clay, I saw you in the video of the opening itself. Yeah. And we were also talking about perspectives and how it just like connects to a person. Any special artwork you like the most, if I may ask, in a life?
Sure. I mean, I probably a few. You've seen some of them already, but first of all, there's the pure black ball, right? Which I also saw when it was in Vaison. And now I finally understood what it was all about. And, really in terms of it became a proprietary color. And started a bit of a war that we could probably, my friend Jordan here is probably better able to articulate. And then, and then that led into individuals creating their own pigmentation. So in terms of pink, right? So we have the pink pigmentation, but it's interesting to see people looking for different ways to differentiate and prioritize, their capabilities and have them separate themselves. But that's the artwork. But really what happened was, very quickly, people stopped talking just about the artwork and they started applying it to what was happening in their lives. And you could see, within 5-10 minutes that the conversations became, about business creativity because we were seeing the creativity in the art. And I think that's really the opportunity. If you can get your people to come to the exhibit or at least view it virtually, I think it will provide a framework for you to have a different conversation, than you would where, we typically come in and present slides and those often work, but it's nice to have a different format.
Right. So maybe we can think about putting art in the slides and have a combination and a connection in there. And some of the slides I saw are really just like a piece of art in some time. Martina, also for you, you're now having that art exhibition right now in Munich where people and customers are visiting day by day. It will now move on to another spot, not just to Hannover Fair. And then also we have a question we should ask to Justus, who will be at the Hannover Fair.
Exactly. So unfortunately, I have to give up my art exhibition, but I'm happy to hand it over to London. So it will be in London in June. So on Monday, the movers will come and pack everything. Maybe I lock the door so they can't do it, but I think I have to do it. Justus, some of the art pieces will be at the Hannover Fair, and which is maybe also very important, we will have some live streams from the Hannover Fair. So people are able to really see and experience what we do there, even if they are not able to come to Hannover.
Exactly. Regarding the artworks, you just showed one of the artworks we are presenting at the Hannover Fair as well. But we got two specials, which aren't shown yet. So
something new.
Something new, be interested, and come to the Hannover Fair.
So, and what about the streaming?
Live streaming event, exactly. For everyone who can participate, we have a digital presence as well. We're trying to include everyone into the fair concept and doing live streaming every day from the fair in the morning and in the afternoon. In the morning with interviews and in the afternoon with our demo showcases.
So you will show real demos
via
video. So that's pretty cool, as I said, especially for those who haven't the chance to come to Hanover. Friso, any questions?
No more question. There was one. I will just like put it up once again, but it was pretty much answered by you, Eustace, already. And it's like, will there be information, and will we just like use the Hannover Fair also for communication, maybe also with a special cooperation we have right now? And we already did some nice interviews on that project, but we will be live and we will have some very special guests. And I hope to see nearly all of you also there being live and joining for the Breakfast TV. Besides that, I think people today are maybe a bit shy and thinking about like the art or trying to get some artwork done, or still looking in their coffee to find if there is any surprise of them. So what I would say is just like also ask back to you what you call the upcoming future is. Like now, manufacturing is the one part, but we will also go further. You mentioned that, Jordan, to go for other industries. And also in regards of making that available in a virtual way is what we should talk about a little bit, like what's up in the pocket. So maybe, Jordan, may I ask you again to reveal a little bit of what is now planned in regards of other industries. And then also, Clay, I would just ask you also on your view and what you would like us all to do, and especially the customers and the customers, what can they expect from Atos on manufacturing, on the Hannover Fair, and in the future? I know that's a broad question.
Jordan first.
Yeah,
Yes,
thanks,
Jordan.
Clay. I'll start, and I realize we've only got 3 minutes, so I'll be brief.
That's right.
The details of financial services are being worked out. We've got some very interesting pieces there because artists always have a love-hate relationship with wealth. So it makes it for some very interesting pieces of artwork to talk about. Also with telecommunications, also interesting because of the work that we do in the world of accessibility and inclusion. We've got a couple of additional artworks that are going to be included for London there. Also, obviously, in the digital version. And in fact, I hope in London we'll have a separate event for that exclusively with Neil Milliken. But Clay, again, I don't want to take up too much time.
No. I think in terms of the future, I mean, we highlighted some of that already in terms of, moving to decarbonized digital future. But I think what you'd be thinking about, from a manufacturing perspective is, faster breakdown and setup of, of the runs to provide greater customization and segment of one, right, in one domain. And then in terms of the higher end items, right, your bigger items, your engines, your cars, those sorts of things, that what you're going to be using is increasingly around digital twinning, just to drive much better quality on the back end, right? So fewer defects in the manufacturing line, so less waste, but also the products that come off the back end are going to be of higher quality because you'll be able to simulate the result. And also be able to simulate what's actually happening on the manufacturing line, so you can set up and stop and break down and transform as you move forward. And those are things that really have been problematic in the past. The data has always been there, but things like high performance computing, cloud, and IoT, and doing it securely are enabling those things to become a reality right now. And yet we're probably only, on a scale of 100, we're probably only about a 3 or a 4, right? So we still got 96% improvement to go. So, while cloud itself may only 8% of the way there, I would say that IoT is probably half that. And that directly applies to manufacturing.
Thank you so much. And Martina, it would be a pleasure if for some pictures of the art exhibition live, if you could close today's session before we go out for today's Breakfast TV, and talk a little bit what you have about the next 2 days and what you will miss the most.
Well, of course, I will miss the whole exhibition. Clay already mentioned pink is pink. So this is something I like also very much. And it's very colorful. And it cheers me up every morning when I come here into the BTEC. And yes, thank you so much. Thank you, Justus, Clay, Jordan, and Friso for this wonderful breakfast television. I think we have one video for you, for the audience, and then we say goodbye till the next time. And maybe some people will meet you in London.